In the world of noise, finding the signal is everything. My commitment is not just to tell you what's happening, but to provide the context you need to understand it, to separate fact from fiction, and to deliver the truth with clarity and courage. I am your news anchor who appears quite often, most of the days in a week. Join me for daily news updates, the reporting you can trust. Please do like and subscribe, and also follow. Here is a summary of significant world news for February 29, 2024, covering key geopolitical, economic, and environmental developments. Israel-Hamas war and regional escalation. The conflict remains the dominant global crisis. Israeli airstrikes continue in Gaza, with recent attacks reported in Rafah, where over half the enclave's 2.3 million population is sheltering. The humanitarian situation is described as catastrophic, with aid agencies warning of imminent famine. Mediators from the US, Qatar, and Egypt are pushing for a ceasefire deal ahead of Ramadan, proposing a 6-week pause, a hostage prisoner exchange, and a surge in aid. However, significant gaps remain between Israel and Hamas. Regional tensions are dangerously high. The US conducted further strikes against Houthi targets in Yemen following attacks on commercial shipping. Meanwhile, deadly clashes persist along the Israel-Lebanon border between Hezbollah and the Israeli military, raising fears of a wider regional war. Russia-Ukraine war. Second anniversary passes. The world marked 2 years since Russia's full-scale invasion. Ukraine faces a critical moment, with troops forced into a defensive posture due to ammunition shortages and delayed Western aid. The strategic city of Avdiivka fell to Russian forces in mid-February, a significant setback for Kiev. International support was reaffirmed at the G7 leaders' meeting, but the US $60 billion aid package remains stalled in Congress. European nations are scrambling to increase arms production. The war's human cost is staggering, with tens of thousands killed and a continued global impact on food and energy security. US politics and foreign policy. Domestic politics are heavily influencing America's global role. The Supreme Court agreed to hear former President Donald Trump's appeal on presidential immunity, delaying his federal election interference trial. This injects further uncertainty into an already tumultuous election year. President Joe Biden faces pressure on multiple fronts, navigating the congressional aid deadlock for Ukraine and Israel, managing tensions with China, and addressing domestic voter concerns over the economy and his age. Special counsel Robert Hur's report, while not recommending charges, criticized Biden's handling of classified documents, providing political ammunition to his opponents. Global elections and political shifts. 2024 is a historic election year, with over 60 countries voting. In Indonesia, Defense Minister Prabowo Subianto has declared victory after preliminary counts showed a strong lead. The final result will shape Southeast Asia's geopolitical landscape. In Pakistan, political turmoil continues as newly elected parliamentarians were sworn in following an election marred by allegations of rigging and the imprisonment of former PM Imran Khan. Coalition talks are underway to form a government. All eyes are also on the upcoming Russian presidential election, March 15th-17th, widely expected to reaffirm Vladimir Putin's rule, and India's massive general election, due by May. Economic headwinds and AI governance. The global economy shows mixed signals. While fears of a major recession have receded, growth remains sluggish, particularly in Europe and China. Central banks, like the Federal Reserve, are signaling caution on interest rate cuts, prioritizing the fight against persistent inflation. The rapid rise of artificial intelligence dominated discussions at the World Government Summit and the recent Munich Security Conference. Global leaders are urgently seeking frameworks for governance, with a focus on managing risks like disinformation, bias, and job displacement, while harnessing economic potential. The EU's landmark AI Act is setting a benchmark for regulation. Climate crisis and extreme weather. The climate emergency continues with tangible force. Scientists confirmed that 2023 was the hottest year on record by a significant margin. This week, devastating wildfires in Chile killed over 130 people. while California faced atmospheric rivers causing flooding and mudslides. At the UN Environment Assembly in Nairobi, nations grappled with negotiations on plastics, chemicals, and biodiversity. The glaring gap between climate pledges and the action needed to meet Paris Agreement goals remains a central point of contention, with developing nations urging greater financial support from the industrialized world. Other key developments. Myanmar. The civil war intensifies as ethnic armed groups and pro-democracy fighters make significant gains against the military junta, threatening its hold on power. Haiti. Gang violence has surged, leading to a state of emergency in the capital, Port-au-Prince, and mass prison breaks, creating a major political and humanitarian crisis. Health. The WHO issued warnings about the rapid spread of dengue fever, exacerbated by climate change, and called for renewed vigilance on global pandemic preparedness. Analysis. A world at an inflection point. The current news landscape paints a picture of a world at a precarious inflection point. The wars in Gaza and Ukraine are testing the post-World War II international order, revealing fractures in global unity. The concurrent mega-election cycle could redefine alliances and domestic priorities in major powers. Meanwhile, the dual challenges of governing transformative technologies like AI and confronting an accelerating climate crisis represent existential tests for global cooperation. In summary, the world is navigating a complex web of protracted conflicts, democratic exercises, economic uncertainty, and environmental urgency. The decisions made by governments and institutions in the coming months will likely shape the geopolitical and planetary trajectory for years to come. That's all for you today as news comes fast, and think I will see you tomorrow with more news update. Thank you.